Hey, good afternoon. Ricky, the low card enthusiast from North Carolina, coming at you with another video. Hope you guys are doing well and welcome back to my channel. Today I might have a hard time articulating what I want to say. I want to say a few things, but yeah, getting it out is another thing. I might forget what I want to say because I don't have a script or anything, but I'll try my best. But my main goal, I guess, is about well, a couple things. One is being marked cards, even writing on the cards, or even a word. I don't really, as far as if it don't get in the way of the image or anything, I don't really. I'm the low card enthusiast, so I don't really. It don't really bother me as much. And you'll see with three cards I'm going to show you. I don't think my new subscribers have seen these cards, and it don't really bother me. And you'll see why. The way they're marked, and I know that what PSA, I don't know about SGC, has MK on their cards if they're marked, and some of them just a faint mark. You have to look real close, maybe on the back, to see if they are marked. I've got one to mark, and I Phil Rizzuto 52 Bowman, I think. I still can't find the mark on it. But anyway, these are pretty obvious. But and another thing is, I got on this channel several months ago and said that people, adults, back in the 50s, 60s, and maybe 70s, didn't collect baseball cards. And I didn't have anything to base that on. I know a couple guys commented on my saying that I was absolutely wrong. You know, that they did collect cards back then. And I was just going by, I guess, my thinking and my realm of people around me. And if I had adults around me that collected baseball cards, I didn't know it. Okay, us kids just collected them, and I know my dad didn't. And my dad, the baseball cards were mine, and he didn't show me how to handle baseball cards. And I talked to a friend of mine today. We talk every day. He's a couple years older than me, and we grew up in the same neighborhood. We were best friends. And I talked to him actually a while ago and asked him these questions because I'm having a hard time remembering. I do remember my cards were in a box. And we did collect comics and cards. And um, we didn't know how to handle our cards. I don't know if kids back then really did. You know, maybe some parents taught their kids how to handle cards and the right way, but none of the kids in my neighborhood did. According to this guy, he remembers they were all in a box. We would go over to Mark's house across the street from my house. This guy Wayne, he lived up the street, but Mark lived across the street, and he had a big screened in porch in the back of his house, and we'd go back in there. It was cool back there, and it was shady, and we would trade cards. Mark would bring his box out, and I guess we would bring, because I had a Lowe's moving box, a large type, half, 3/4 full of cards, so I know I couldn't carry it over there. So I must have just got some out in a small box and took over there to trade. And God help me, I'm going to lose 5 subscribers right off the bat. But yes, we all did put some cards in our bicycle spokes, and we probably drawed on cards too. You know, the card going around, it goes around on Facebook, the Mickey Mantle card with the beard on him, and I guess he's smoking a cigarette or a cigar. He's got glasses. Yeah. Anyway, there they go. Anyway, yeah, I didn't have anything to base what I said that on, but in my realm that I knew of, I didn't know any adults that collected baseball cards. And like I said, my dad didn't interfere with my baseball collector. He just didn't show me how to handle them. He didn't show me. And my friend that I was talking to today said this was before cases. Well, I mean, we didn't know anything about cases or anything. Just put them in a box or sleeves or anything like that. But you know, and also I've seen more than one person on YouTube on their videos saying, when they were a kid, they might saw a card in their local card shop that they really wanted, but they never could be able to afford it. It was so high priced. And when they got to be an adult, they could afford that card, and they bought it. So I'm thinking, a lot of adults got back into card collecting because of that. Hey, I can buy these cards now. I can afford it, so I buy the ones that I couldn't afford as a kid. So they get back into card collecting. That's my thoughts anyway. But other things in that parallel to that, I was in this picker store. I've mentioned it before. We got a picker store downtown. We're in a small town. But we got a picker store like on TV. It's two twins, identical twins. They go out and pick, and their mother minds the store. She's got maybe a relative that really sits in there about halfway in between the two sides of the store. I think she looks for shoplifters. But anyway, she's real nice. But anyway, I went in there Thursday with my grandson. He made an appearance on my video last Thursday. Went in there, and they had this tall glass case. It's an antique type glass case with like oak wood around it, trimmed in oak wood. And I was kind of propped up against it and talking to Teresa, the mom. And they had a bunch of boxes they were packing stuff in. I said, "What's going on here?" She said, "Oh, we got a big collection of cookie jars in. And this guy here's bought 150 of them. And you still got some in the warehouse, and you got some all over the store." Well, I was standing there, and I turned around to talk to one of the twins that was in the store, and what stared me in the face, and I'm getting off subject of baseball card, excuse me. What stared me in the face was this cookie jar. This is from Los Angeles Pottery. This particular one is. There's they made a couple more companies made them. I think this one was made in 1955, and a couple more companies made them that same year, I think, kind of a spinoff. But this is original. It's got Los Angeles Pottery on the bottom. And this is a cookie jar we had in our house when we moved to our house at 5 years old. I remember it. Now, we could have had it before that. I just don't remember. But yes, 5 years old till we moved out of the house in 1972. I don't remember it going with us. I don't know what we did with it. But I said, I'm taking it home with me. I didn't even ask how much it was. I didn't care. But this is going home with me. And I brought this cookie jar home because it's got a lot of memories. And I can tell you some of the cookies that would probably have been in here. But yeah. So that was kind of running parallel with the card, you couldn't afford when you were little in the local card shop, and hey, all of a sudden you're making good money when you're older, and now you can afford that card. It could have Ty Cobb or whatever it was. But anyway, show you 3 cards that got marks on them that does not bother me. And maybe you'll see why, maybe you won't. Maybe it bothers you. It's Pete Rose card. You can see down at the bottom the X and the check. Of course, it's off center, but it really doesn't bother me. Otherwise, it's a nice card. It really don't. It's history, man. A kid done that. An adult didn't do that. Come on. A kid marked that card like that. Video's getting long. Now this one, look at this card. Look at the colors and the registration and just the depth of this card to being a 2. Look at that card. But look on the back. It's very scarce. Somebody wrote. And there again, an adult didn't do that. Come on. Do you think an adult wrote that or a kid? I don't think an adult would write that on there. So it has history behind it. Who wrote that on there? You know? And then my favorite one is just Mickey Mantle in a 1. It's 58 Mickey Mantle. I love this car. I love the image on this car. And you can see there's a mark, there's a pin mark right there. And then some kid, I guess, tried to race it or race something. Maybe he did. A little racer mark. And then down here, faintly see somebody tried to extend the pinstripes down in there. It don't bother me. Of course, I paid accordingly. I didn't pay a lot of money for this car, but looking at it, it don't bother me. Looks pretty well centered. I like this car. It was cheap. You know, I didn't pay $700 or $800 for a 6 or 7. So yeah, thought I'd show you those 3 cards. I might have some more, I don't know. But in my cookie jar. And I did get my wife she's gone, so she hadn't seen it. I did get another cookie jar today. McCoy cookie jar. If you're familiar with cookie jars, McCoy is one of the best companies that make cookie jars. And they started in like 1930, 1929, and they stopped in 1990 maybe. And they went through changes on their signature on the bottom of their pottery, just like a lot of things. And I found a mouse, a yellow mouse cookie jar with the logo on the bottom that's different than just a plain McCoy. It's got LLC, I think, McCoy, and it's got USA, and it's got the number of the pottery, of the mouse number. And yeah, I got it and looked up Andy Warhol. I know you're familiar with Andy Warhol. He had an extensive collection of cookie jars, in case you didn't know. I'm getting way off subject here. But anyway, little tidbit. He had 175 or better cookie jars when he died, and they were auctioned off at Sotheby's. Is that how you pronounce that? Sotheby's Auction House? He had a real nice collection of cookie jars. And he had that yellow mouse. Not the one I got, I don't think. I don't think so. But anyway, he had the yellow mouse. So anyway, thought I'd throw that in. But anyway, hope I got my point across about the marks and the, you know, I shouldn't have said what I did about adults collecting cars because, you know, I was off base. You know, I don't know. They probably did. I'm sure they did. I just didn't, not in my society. As I know of, they didn't. But anyway, that's enough of that. As always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and you guys have a great day. And I've rambled so long, I got to do it the old-fashioned way.